The story of how a journalist pretended to be mentally ill in order to get into a mental hospital and conduct an investigation there. By the way, the film Escape of the Madman was based on this story, the story of Nellie Bly. Nellie Bly was born on May 5, 1864 in Pennsylvania. Her father died when the girl was 6 years old, and her mother had to support a family of 12 people, after which she found a new husband, but he turned out to be a tyrant and constantly beat her. The royal path of a woman began when, in the 85th year, she came across an article that women are all monsters, and in general, extra women should be killed, as they kill extra daughters in China. Nellie was so outraged by this material that she wrote an article that women really listened to, and she got an answer. The editor of the publication, George Mennen, offered the girl a job at the newspaper. There she has already chosen the topic of class inequality between men and women. It was her first job. This editor was constantly saying that she needed to write about more feminine things. And so she quit this place, and after 4 months she got a job in a new place that allowed her to write more provocative texts. In 1986, she was invited to participate in an interesting experiment. The journalist had to pretend to be crazy in order to go to the hospital and see how doctors really treat patients. To which she of course agreed. To match her image, she stopped washing, cleaning her goiter, and started talking to myself and looking in the mirror all the time. She was already scared of herself, but she also consulted with doctors in her field, and in order to be taken to a mental hospital, Nellie settled in a place for working women, and there she began to behave strangely too, looking in the mirror, talking to herself. Her neighbors called the police. The hospital where the girl was taken was in terrible condition. Prisoners from the prison worked there instead of orderlies. And the examination that the doctors conducted showed that the girl was really sick. The girl herself wrote that the patients who surrounded her were absolutely healthy. They were just sent there by relatives. The patients were treated just terribly. They were beaten. They were not allowed to sleep. They were strangled. Instead of dinner, they were served a piece of stale bread and 5 prunes, and after eating, they were forced to go to the bathroom, forcibly undress and jump into cold water. And when the girl complained to the doctors about the bad attitude, they sent her to another wing for dangerous patients. 10 days after the experiment ended, her people sent a lawyer who got her out of the hospital. This institution, when it found out that this woman was actually a journalist, began to apologize in every possible way. But Nellie was adamant. She described all the cruelty of the medical staff, and indeed, the state changed everything for the better. Many of the medical staff were dismissed. The state began to sponsor the hospital. Then the journalist herself went to the hospital and confirmed that the situation had really improved. Nellie has become incredibly popular. Here's a story with a good ending. Subscribe to my channel and tell me who to tell you about in the next one. Be careful, healthy and happy, and everyone.